Hey there, happiness seekers. Welcome to Elevate Daily, where we seek to give advice that can make your lives brighter and more fulfilling. Now let's start with a question. What's the first thing you reach for in the morning? If you said coffee, you're not alone. That warm cup of comfort has become our universal symbol of motivation, the magic potion that helps us face the day. But what if that same morning ritual is quietly sabotaging your mood, your focus, and even your happiness levels? Don't worry, I'm not about to tell you to give up coffee altogether. That would be cruel. But today we're going to explore how caffeine actually affects your brain's happiness chemistry, what habits make things worse, and simple tweaks you can make to turn your morning routine into a true mood booster. And before we jump in, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you enjoy learning about how tiny lifestyle shifts can lead to a calmer, happier life. Section 1. The coffee comfort myth. For many of us, that first sip of coffee feels like happiness in a cup. It gives you a quick burst of alertness, focus, and even a hit of dopamine, that feel-good neurotransmitter that makes mornings feel possible again. But here's the catch. Caffeine isn't giving you real energy. It's borrowing it. See, caffeine works by blocking adenosine, the chemical that builds up in your brain to signal tiredness. When adenosine is blocked, you feel more awake, but your body's still tired underneath. So instead of solving fatigue, caffeine just masks it. And when the effect wears off, you crash. Hard. That's why by 2 p.m., you're reaching for your second or third cup. And with each new dose, your mood becomes a little more dependent on it. Section 2. How caffeine affects your mood chemistry. Here's where it gets fascinating. Your brain's happiness depends on a delicate balance of neurotransmitters, mainly dopamine, serotonin, and cortisol. When you drink coffee, caffeine gives dopamine a temporary spike, which feels great, confident, motivated, ready to take on the world. But because that spike isn't natural, your brain compensates by reducing dopamine sensitivity over time. That's why after a few weeks of daily coffee, the same cup doesn't feel as satisfying. You need more to feel normal. At the same time, caffeine stimulates cortisol, your stress hormone. A little cortisol in the morning is healthy. It helps you wake up. But too much can trigger anxiety, irritability, and even mood swings later in the day. So in simple terms, coffee gives you a dopamine rush and a cortisol spike. A combo that can feel like power in the moment, but leads to emotional instability later. Section 3. The energy roller coaster effect. Let's talk about the real-world result of this brain chemistry cocktail. You drink your morning coffee. You feel good, focused, energized. 2 hours later, you feel jittery. Then, suddenly, tired. So you drink more. Your blood sugar rises, then dips. Your heart rate jumps. You lose focus. This roller coaster effect leaves many people feeling anxious by midday and sluggish by evening. It's the emotional equivalent of climbing a mountain only to slide back down again every few hours. And while your brain's still chasing caffeine's temporary rewards, it's ignoring the deeper, more sustainable sources of happiness: calmness, presence, creativity, and rest. Section 4. When coffee works against your sleep. Here's a secret many people don't realize. Caffeine can affect your sleep for up to 10 hours after drinking it. Even if you fall asleep easily, caffeine disrupts the deep stages of rest, where your brain repairs itself and regulates your mood. That's why so many people wake up tired even after 8 hours. Their sleep quality is low, not their sleep quantity. And poor sleep doesn't just make you groggy. It lowers serotonin, your natural mood stabilizer. It also reduces emotional control, meaning you're more reactive to stress. So ironically, that extra coffee you drank to power through today is the same thing making you cranky tomorrow. Section 5. The happiness trade-off. Let's pause for a moment. Imagine 2 versions of you. In one version, you wake up, scroll your phone, down a coffee, rush out the door, already feeling wired but not centered. In the other, you start slower. You hydrate, breathe, maybe stretch, and drink something warm but calming, like green tea or lemon water. Which version of you do you think feels more grounded, more emotionally steady, more ready to handle the day with grace? Coffee itself isn't the villain. It's the dependency cycle that steals your mental clarity and resilience. True happiness, the deep and sustainable kind, comes from balance. And if coffee's running the show, it's time to take back the wheel. Section 6. How to make coffee. Work for you, not against you. All right, before any coffee lovers panic, you don't have to give up your beloved brew. You just have to use it more mindfully. Here's how. 1. Delay your first cup. Instead of drinking coffee the moment you wake up, wait at least 60 to 90 minutes. This allows your body's natural cortisol awakening response to kick in, giving you energy the way nature intended. When you drink coffee too early, it overrides this rhythm and leads to higher stress later in the day. 2. Eat before caffeine. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach spikes both cortisol and stomach acid, which can cause anxiety, irritability, and even gut discomfort. Pair it with a balanced breakfast, especially something with protein and fat, to stabilize your mood. 3. Switch to half caff or green tea after lunch. This reduces your total caffeine intake and prevents the sleep disruption that comes from afternoon coffee. 4. Hydrate more. Caffeine is a mild diuretic, meaning it can dehydrate you, and dehydration alone can cause fatigue and brain fog. Drink a glass of water for every cup of coffee. 5. Try caffeine-free energy habits. A short walk, sunlight exposure, deep breathing, or upbeat music can give you a natural energy surge without any crash. Small shifts like these can transform your morning ritual from reactive to restorative. Section 7. The what to do instead. Formula. If you're ready to take things one step further, try this morning formula for mood stability. Start with water. Rehydrate your body after 7 to 8 hours of sleep. Spend 5 minutes in sunlight. It triggers serotonin and helps regulate your internal clock. Do light movement. Even gentle stretching releases endorphins. Then enjoy your coffee consciously. Smell it, sip it slowly. Make it a mindful experience rather than a jolt of necessity. When you turn coffee into a ritual instead of a reflex, you transform it from a crutch into a comfort. Section 8. The science of joyful energy. The happiest, most productive people don't rely on constant stimulation. They rely on rhythm. They give their bodies moments of activation and rest. Their mornings are designed to wake them up naturally, not shock them into awareness. When your energy comes from aligned habits, good sleep, hydration, sunlight, nutrition, you build a foundation of calm alertness, the kind that fuels creativity, compassion, and genuine joy. And that, happiness seekers, is the real secret to sustainable energy. It's not about adding more caffeine, it's about removing what drains you. So here's your reflection for today. What's your relationship with your morning coffee? Is it a mindful ritual that brings you joy, or a crutch you can't start the day without? Try experimenting with one of the tips we talked about today and see how it changes your energy, not just your alertness, but your mood, your focus, your sense of peace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to Elevate Daily for more practical ways to live with happiness, calm, and intention. Until next time, remember, true energy doesn't come from caffeine. It comes from caring for yourself. Stay kind, stay grounded, and I'll see you in the next one.